Hey guys, this is Vent and Validate Podcast. I am Cray, and today we're going to hit you with episode 4. Now today we're going to get into something a little different. It's basically stress within the autism parent. I've been going through my whole kerfuffle these past couple of days, and I've really been I really can't explain it, but it's really been rough. And today I'm actually better, but I want to do something different. I want to start off the show with a daily affirmation because not only do I need to hear it, I want to see if this can resonate with you as well. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and say the daily affirmation. You can repeat after me. I'm doing my best, and that is enough. My love, patience, and strength makes a difference even on the hardest days. I am the parent my child needs, and together, we're growing together in our own way. Now, I needed to hear that for myself, and I hope you are able to resonate with that as well. So, I've had pretty rough kind of past couple of days, and I just couldn't pinpoint it. And I just want to say that maybe it was just I was just super overwhelmed because I was just thinking about everything I had to do. Now just think about it. You have a lot to do on a daily basis. And for me, in most cases, I meditate, I pray, I read. I get up super early so I can do this to get my mind right. And it works. I'm able to. That doesn't mean that Armageddon doesn't happen, right? It just means that I find the inner peace that I'm able to deal with it. Because oftentimes when we think of every single thing we have to do, it makes us have that overwhelming feeling. And for me, I had to just kind of adjust. Because when you look at the whole puzzle by itself, you're probably going to just get overwhelmed. Because what I do is, or what I've been doing, and it's actually working. I'm not sure why I didn't resonate and do it these past couple of days. But you just do one thing at a time. The rest of the pieces of the puzzle don't exist. You just knock out one at a time. If you get to that last piece, you do. If you don't, kick rocks. You live to see another day. But I just no matter what I did, I was just tired. I was just, I don't know. It was just a lot. And the only thing I could do at this point, I know I still had to get my babies, take them to school, still deal with that aspect of life. But I did something that I had not done in a very long time. What I did was, I just went home and I sat. And I sat. And I sat. And I sat. I just sat my behind down. That's what I did. I didn't think about what I had to do. I didn't think about what letter I had to write. I didn't think about who I had to email. I didn't think about a bill. I didn't think about anything. I sat on my couch. I laid back. I went to sleep with my mouth open, so that was some good sleep. And I just did the least amount that I could possibly do. And it actually worked. I felt a little bit rejuvenated. So everything didn't seem so cluttered in my mind. The SpongeBob moment. He did all that with Squidward trying to impress this guy. And at the end, the guy asked, "What is your name? What is your waiter's name?" He did all that and couldn't even ask his name. He couldn't even answer what his name was. And that's in that moment, that's how I felt. I'm like, what are you doing? So I'm a lot better now, but I say that to say this. We all need some time where we just have to just sit and reflect. Sit and reflect. You don't even have to reflect. Just sit. And I know that's difficult, but for me, I had to sit down before I was forced to sit down. You know what I mean? So just hold on sometimes and just don't give up, because it's hard enough doing what we do every day, but when you just add on the outside life stuff, it can be just unbearable sometimes. And I get it because, again, I went through it for the past couple of days, but I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get back in the fight. So also, I want to thank my parents that they checked up on me, and they saw, I guess I put out the Batman signal. And they came, they helped me out, and they gave me some encouragement, because that's what we're here for. And I love it, because sometimes you need that extra person to say, okay, you got this. And usually I'm not the person to say, that kind of stuff, but I kind of felt like I needed something, because it just wasn't working. Life wasn't lifing for me. I was having a hard time, but I'm going to say this. It's not just me. You guys go through it as well. And I'm going to tell you why. Because parenting a child with autism comes with unique challenges that can lead to high levels of stress. Now, here are some key facts about stress and autism parents experience. High stress levels. Duh. What duh? High stress levels, I don't even think that is even worth mentioning. It's just so high up on the list, it's not funny. So if you have your IEP meetings, you have the going to get them up in the morning, if you have a child that has meltdowns, if you have certain behaviors, if you have trouble giving them a bath, eating, anything like that, we're talking about, that might be one. Now, some of us, we might have one, we might have two, we might have 3 kids on the spectrum. So just imagine if there was a parent that had 1, 2, 3 children on the spectrum and witnessed those things. It's almost like, well, I'm just going to put it this way. It doesn't matter if it's 1 child or if it's 5 children. It's all stress. And I think the thing is, some people, they just don't get it, because it's like the military, without the benefits, without the pay, without the recognition. It's you don't get none of that. It's just more and more and more and more. And the only thing you do have to lean on is the Lord above. If some of you, that's what you do, I'm just gonna speak for me and your fellow autism moms and dads. We hold each other up. So I want to tell you that you guys aren't alone, because it happens every day. But studies have shown that higher stress levels of everything, communications, unpredictability of behaviors, and navigating through all therapies contribute. That's very true. Because for me, if I can't understand what my son says, it makes him upset. Even with a communication device, sometimes it doesn't work. And I have 2 on the spectrum. So one uses the device and the other one don't. So it can be kind of difficult to navigate through that. And then when you move on to the next task, it's another stressor. I mean, it's a real stressor of the brain. It can be a lot sometimes, right? And also, increase of risk of anxiety and depression. Many autism parents report feelings of anxiety and depression due to the emotional and financial pressures of caregiving, lack of support, and concerns of their child's future. Amen to that as well. Now just think about it. Anxiety and depression. So the depression comes from not being able to have that outlet, not being able to express your feelings, anyone to talk to. That's why it's so important that you get your feelings out some kind of way. And again, on ventvalidate.com, I do have a couple of resources. Now you can either, it's a line that you can talk to. It's a listening line. If you do feel like depressed and, It's more than sliding down the wall doing an ugly cry. It's basically like, I don't know what else to do. I can't take it no more. If it's that level, you can give them a call and they'll listen. You can call up to 2 times a day for 15 minutes, and they'll actually great listeners. Or you can call the number 988 and they'll listen to you as well. And also resources are available depending on your area, right? Validate.com, and you'll be able to get more information from our website. Now, number 3, chronic sleep deprivation of sleep. Disturbances are common with children with autism, meaning many parents experience chronic sleep deprivation, which can impact their mental and physical health. You better say that again, because again, that's one of the main things I hear with parents. Now, my children, it's been a struggle, but I can be thankful that it's not as bad as some of the other parents that I hear. So I really do feel for them, because sometimes they'll say their children don't sleep. So say if me and my child goes to bed at 9 o'clock and my child wakes up at 7:30, some child might lay down at 8 and don't go to sleep until 2 or 3, if that. But you have to understand, if that child doesn't go to sleep, then that means that parent is up. For me, I'm like, well, sleep is important for children, but what about the parent that's up with that child? Because again, we're talking about parents now. That parent still has to get up, get the other children up if there's more children, navigate through that morning, get in their vehicle and drive to wherever they're going. These are all dangerous things. And I don't know for anyone else, but for me, when I am sleepy, I am the most crankiest person on the planet. Don't talk to me. Don't say. I mean, I can get you. I can stay up all day, all night, day 1. Day 2, you might get me halfway into the day. But anything over 2.5 is a no. We're going to have a problem. So I really have prayers in store for the parents who have to go through that sleep deprivation, and along with their kids too, because sleep is very important. And your mind, it really messes with your mind too when you can't sleep. It plays a part in your mental and physical health for sure. Number 4, financial strain. The cost of therapy, specialized care, lost work hours due to caregiving responsibilities can put significant financial strain on families. Some parents, they have to reduce work hours or leave jobs to provide full-time care. That's a big one too. So people may think, when you have a child with disabilities, things are automatically available. No ma'am, no sir, no they're not. A lot of times, I know here, I have been looking around for different therapies. I'm not looking now, I take that back. And shoot, I was looking at, I think it was speech therapy. I looked down at the bottom, they were like, they don't take any type of insurance. Not that my insurance would make any difference, but they're like on a cash only basis. And that sounds great. You can pay cash only. But you're thinking about something long term. So it's not like you're getting a haircut every 6 weeks. If you're getting speech therapy, it's anywhere from 1 to 2 or 3 times a week, right? So if your session is $150 each session, right? So that's $300, $450. So that's $450 a week, right? So that's 4, 8, 12, 16. You're talking about nearly $2,000 that you have to come up with to give your child therapy, just speech, right? And this is the thing, it's not that that's too much. Nothing is too much if it's going to make your child, be more efficient in speaking. But it puts a financial strain on you. Not to mention other things like food, because we know how our children are with picky eating, things like that. And then it's working. Oftentimes, autism moms and dads, we have to create our own lane, our own space, because it's hard to work a 9 to 5. So if you're not working a 9 to 5, you have to stay home, work from home. Work from homes are really great. I've seen a lot of moms and dads, they work from home. Some of them don't. That's good too. So they have partners, wives, husbands, that they just kind of rotate, things of that nature. But a lot of us, we're not able to do that. The schedules are hard. And even, I'm going to say, even with a 2-parent household, it's still difficult because you still have days off. Because in traditional schooling, you don't have, I know here we have, we're not even counting the times where your child might get sick. And we all know that's a whole nother show, a whole nother lane. If your child gets sick, that's one thing. And then if you have staff development day. Now, in traditional school, staff development day could be every blue moon. Now, for us, it's every last Wednesday of the month. So you get what I'm saying? So you can't just keep in a 9 to 5. You can't say, well, every month I have to do this, every month I have to do that, or my child is sick, my child is this, my child is that, I have to go to the job. It's not none of that. You're not going to have a job. So I can see how that can be very stressful. Also, 5, social isolation. Many autism parents report feeling isolated due to challenges of public outings, lack of understanding from others, and the difficulty of finding social opportunities that can accommodate their child's needs. I resonate with that 10 times over. You don't want to go out because your child having a meltdown. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. Honestly, the only place that I used to get like really just cringy was probably the grocery store. Because if you're in there for something, then that means you have to make a decision of, do I stay? How do I navigate through this? But after I start not giving any goose eggs, I can now take my son in the store. That don't mean that he won't have a meltdown, but he's doing a lot better, you know? So I'm okay with it. And I'm really resonated with it. So I want you guys to really just think. How is it that you navigate through life with everything from IEP meetings, your child having meltdowns? How much do you endure during the day? How much stress do you go through? Now, this isn't a thing to just make you think over the bad stuff. I said that to say this. You made it through. Even though it was just so hard. And I'm not saying this in a funny way. It is difficult. Because you think you get through one day. And then you turn around and the next day is staring you in the face. But I have to have a motto that I made it. And guess what? We're stronger than we think we are. Because some parents, I'm not going to say parents. People that don't understand parenting on the spectrum. They think that it's easy, so to speak. You know, walk a mile in my shoes type deal. But guess what? We made it. We made it. So I want to thank you guys. And I want you to really, if you feel like you need those resources, do not hesitate. Go to ventvalidate.com and go ahead and reach out for those resources, because you never know. You never know. How can we take care of our children if we're not taking care of ourselves? Take some time. You know, if you have to slide down the wall doing the ugly cry, Go ahead, do it. Do it. Because it's better to not have it inward and let it outward. Doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Doesn't matter what I think at this point. It only matters what you feel. Your feelings are your feelings. Your points are valid. Okay? Alright. I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye.